Ever wanted to impress somebody or learn a new talent? Well, maybe try magic. There are many different genres of magic, but today we'll be talking about a card trick. Card tricks are very interesting. Today we will be talking about the history of a deck of cards, how to do the trick, and why it's a benefit to self or society. A deck of cards, no. Let's shuffle up the deck and split it into 3 piles. As we look over the first pile, we will see that in the 9th century was when cards first appeared and were mainly used to gamble with. But in the 14th century, a German monk, Johannes, wrote a manuscript about the Latin deck, which was consisted of coins, acorns, and other things. As we go on through time, in the 15th century, the French changed it to what fit their traditions best and also split it into 2 different colors. Moving on to the second pile, we will learn how to do this trick. So what happens is you have another person with you and you ask them which deck they would like, the blue or the red deck. And you always want to have the red deck because it is a force deck, which means that it is all one suit and color and number. Sometimes there's 2 different colors in it, but today we have just the 2s. The YouTube channel MLT says to put another card on top of it just so it doesn't seem like it's a force deck and that it's a real deck. So when you're shuffling it, you know. And then the other person will shuffle the blue deck because it's just a regular deck of cards. But on the back of the 2s, there is a blue dot right in the middle, very small so that nobody else is looking. So while they're putting them on the table, you can be like, oh, I want that card, because you are picking 3 cards from the blue deck and they are picking 1 from the red. So if you're doing the trick, you just find all the blue dots. Okay, so once you find the blue dots on 3 cards, you will lay them out, and then the other person will pick a card. It doesn't really matter. And then it will complete the set of 2s. So as we look at the third part of the deck, we will see why it's a benefit to self and society. One reason is because it will help your finger strength, because after a long while of doing card tricks, obviously, like shuffling, I would believe, as well as it can help break the ice when meeting new people. You can be like, hey, do you want to learn a card trick? And then, like, do you want to see a card trick? It's just something that you can show off. And if you ever have time or something, you can just look it up. But card tricks are not always a force deck. Most of the time they're genuine and they're very fascinating and cool. So card tricks are not only a benefit to yourself with the strengthening of your fingers and your hand-eye coordination, because having to do magic and look at people at the same time is probably hard. But it's also a benefit to society because it brings joy and other things. So today we went over the history of a deck of cards, how to do this trick, and how it's a benefit to self and society. So if you ever have time, and most households have a deck of cards, maybe learn how to do a magic trick.